Here's why the weekend now seems to fly by while the summer break seemed to last forever. It's a universal human experience to ponder why the days seem to last longer when you're younger and why it feels like time passes by more quickly as you age. Time seemed to pass much more slowly than it actually was, whether you were monitoring the clock at school, staying up late playing games, or taking a vacation. Well, at least that's what your thinking says. One of the most popular theories is that age affects how much time we perceive as having passed. The older you get, the more memories and experiences you have to pull from. According to this logic, a year seems like an eternity to a 5-year-old child because it only makes up 20% of their complete life so far and they have nothing else to compare it to besides the relatively brief period of time they have already spent on Earth. Consider this. You don't often hear a youngster refer to a past childhood experience as having occurred ages ago, do you? Furthermore, because you have to deduct childhood, their memory as a percentage of their total memory in life lived isn't even full. Imagine how insignificant those early memories are for a person in their old age whose brain is packed with decades worth of memories, experience, and time lived since most people can't recall anything before the age of 2 or 3. In what ways does the brain alter how we experience time? What neural processes then cause this proportional sense of time passing as we live longer? Professor Adrian Bejan proposes that we experience actual time as the interval between the appearance of freshly created neural images in a study that was noted in the European Review. In essence, we remember fresh information the best. Santosh Kesri, a neurologist and neuroscientist, said in an NBC News article that we measure time by memorable events and that as we get older, fewer new things happen that we can recall, giving the impression that childhood lasted longer. The logic also holds true, as I'm sure you can attest, as you tend to remember something that you've done just once and never before more vividly than something you've done 100 times over. As she emphasizes, people are less likely to experience entirely new things and sensations as they get older. Further, because it is so routine to your brain, you can basically operate on autopilot and switch off until whatever the task is that you're doing is finished. This is why you hear of people leaving work and driving home but barely remembering the journey. In addition, days seemed much longer when you were younger because children's cognition and neural processing are less developed than those of adults. As a result, new stimuli take longer to register and become familiar, and there is a greater gap between an internal clock and the actual passage of time. It's interesting to note that research has also shown that when kids are asked to guess unassisted how much time has passed while they are idle, they actually have a tendency to overestimate. According to study by Clifford N. Lazarus, while children frequently experience what feels like a minute passing in only 40 seconds, adults tended to measure the passage of time at around 70 seconds, indicating that there are undoubtedly additional theories that could be at work in this situation. However, research has shown that time really does fly, and going out and trying new things seems to be the most effective method to slow it down. Take each day as it comes.